This is Red Carpet Fly's News on the Fly, bringing you daily, unique, and interesting entertainment, celebrity, and luxury news. Before we get started, you know what to do. Like, follow, and subscribe to Red Carpet Fly, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single News on the Fly episode. Before we get into the headlines, there are a few fallen stars that I want to recognize. LA's hometown hero, legendary sports announcer, and the voice of the Dodgers, Vin Scully passed away yesterday at the age of 94. For years, he was a national announcer for baseball for NBC, football and golf for CBS, and baseball for CBS Radio. But Scully endured himself to fans through 67 years with the Dodgers, a record for a broadcaster with one team in any sport. In 2010, the American Sportscaster Association named Scully the greatest sportscaster of all time. Scully is survived by 4 children and 2 stepchildren, as well as grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He will be missed, especially here in LA. Okay, some lighter news. Chris Rock is finally ready to meet with Will Smith after Oscar slap drama, but with one catch. So I'm sure everyone has seen Will Smith's apology video to Chris Rock. I believe it happened over the weekend or earlier this week. I don't know, these days just seem to all blend into each other. At any rate, in the video, Will stated that he had reached out to Chris's camp for a sit-down and to apologize to Chris face-to-face. But the message that he received back from Chris's camp is that Chris wasn't ready to talk to him, but that has all changed, honey, because Chris is ready to talk. Sources told RadarOnline.com that Rock has agreed to meet with Smith only if the King Richard actor promises never to talk about what is said at the meeting. Chris is a good guy. Like everyone, he saw Will's apology and had mixed feelings, insiders said about the video that Smith shared addressing the incident that took place while Rock served as host at the 2022 Academy Awards in March. Part of him felt sorry for Will, and another part of him felt angry that Will was making himself out to be the victim. Chris looks like he's ready to put this whole unfortunate event behind him once and for all, but only if it's off the record. The last thing Chris wants is Will making another sad video detailing everything that was said at their meeting, sources told RadarOnline.com. Well, first of all, I'm glad that this issue is finally coming to an end. I like both Chris Rock and Will Smith, and it was very painful to see such huge celebrities have this kind of confrontation. Secondly, who are the sources? I hate when I get news like this for 2 reasons. 1, I never trust people in stories that can't be named. This isn't Enron. We aren't talking about some insider trading situation. If you're bold enough to tell it, you should be bold enough to put your name on it, and that's just my belief. 2, if this is truly someone from Chris Rock's camp, it just proves that celebrities manipulate and utilize gossip blogs and media to their advantage, because how are you going to have a source from your camp just reach out to the media? So when you hear celebrities crying out that the media is invading their privacy, just remember that they aren't so innocent. They use the media when they want to, and then they cry victim when they feel like the media is portraying them maybe in not the best light. But anyway, I digress. Like I said, I'm glad these two are meeting like adults, and hopefully we can stop talking about this story. Geez, just imagine if this was a setup. Like, I'm not saying it is a setup, but the amount of money and resources that went into covering the story, somebody out there made some money off of this story. Anyway, what do you guys think about Will Smith and Chris Rock meeting up? Let me know in the comments. In more Chris Rock news, his show Everybody Hates Chris is being turned into a cartoon. Yep, according to Ebony Magazine, an animated reboot of Everybody Hates Chris has been greenlit to premiere on Paramount Plus and Comedy Central. Like its predecessor, the new series is inspired by Rock's teenage years growing up in Brooklyn, New York. According to the press release, the new series will be executive produced by Rock. The new half-hour animated series will feature Rock narrating stories inspired by his experiences growing up as a skinny nerd in a large working-class family in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn during the late 1980s. I'm excited about this because I was a fan of the original show, Everybody Hates Chris. I wonder if they're going to have the original cast come back to voice the characters in this cartoon. And I wonder if we're going to hear new stories from, Chris Rock's life, or is this just a retelling of the old stories we've already heard? At any rate, I'm excited to see this beloved show become an animation and join the ranks of The Simpsons, Family Guy, The Proud Family, South Park, etc. Will you guys be watching? Comment below and let me know if you are here for the Everybody Hates Chris cartoon. Okay, usually guys, I have like one more story to talk about before wrapping, but I got so much to discuss, I got 2 more stories before I let you go. So, by now we have all heard at least one or two songs from Beyoncé's new album Renaissance. Well, as some of you may know, Beyoncé has come under fire recently for using a Khalees interpolation in her song Energy, which for the record, she got legally because Khalees does not own her music, Pharrell Williams and N.E.R.D owns her music, and cleared the sample, but nonetheless, Beyoncé has removed the sample from her song, and two, Beyoncé came under fire for using an ableist slur in her song Heated, which has also been removed. To be clear, Beyoncé removed the slur and not the song, just in case there was some confusion. Well, now, Monica Lewinsky is asking Beyoncé to remove her name from partition lyrics. See, once you start removing and changing your music, it opens up the doors for everyone and anyone to ask you to edit your art. Following Beyoncé's confirmation that she would be removing an offensive word from her Renaissance album, Monica Lewinsky suggested she do the same thing to a 2013 track that unwelcomely name drops her, reports E! News. While we're at it, #partition, she tweeted on August 1st, calling out the 2013 song from the Beyoncé album in which the singer recalled that a man Monica Lewinsky'd all on my gown. The racy lyrics are a reference to the high-profile affair between President Bill Clinton and then 21-year-old Lewinsky, which led to the president's infamous denial and impeachment in 1998. This isn't the first time Lewinsky, who has rap song Muse written in her Twitter bio, has addressed the unwelcome name drop. In an essay she wrote for Vanity Fair in 2014, she actually thanked Beyoncé for including her in the song, but offered one correction. Miley Cyrus referenced me in her twerking stage act, Eminem raps about me, and Beyoncé's latest hit gives me a shout out. Thanks, Beyoncé, but if we're verbing, I think you mean Bill Clinton all on my gown, and not Monica Lewinsky. After a Twitter user questioned why Lewinsky seemingly changed her tune about being cool with the lyric, she clarified that she never was, and she previously coped with the situation with humor because learning to laugh about things which hurt or humiliate me is how I survived. You know, this annoys me because as a creator, I have been asked to edit things out of my work. On my other podcast, Red Carpet Fly's Go-Getta podcast, where I interview people in the entertainment industry who aren't necessarily famous or well-known, but they got it going on in the industry, have asked me to edit things out of their interview, which is a pain because recording, editing, and producing a podcast piece isn't easy and it takes a lot of time, and ultimately, I didn't make the statement, they did. For Beyoncé to go back and re-record the song or make the edit Monica Lewinsky is asking would be a pain in the ass, and I'm just gonna say it, and I wouldn't do it. First of all, Beyoncé can make these changes to these new songs because they are new. It's easy to go back and change them. Plus, not a lot of people have heard them yet. Could you imagine the time and money it would take to make the change Lewinsky is asking for? Plus, it sets a bad precedent. Now, anyone who is referenced in a song can ask the artist to remove them from their songs. While I feel this way, I can understand where Monica Lewinsky is coming from, as she was the young, vulnerable intern that got taken advantage of, but in rap songs, she's the one who's scrutinized and made fun of, and Bill Clinton seems to get off scot-free. I do understand the psychology of it all, but the whole situation is frustrating and annoying coming from a creator standpoint. I don't think Beyoncé is going to change anything. What do you guys think? Lastly, John Boyega rejects Marvel for now. I want fresh ideas, and you can't top Iron Man anyway. Oh my gosh, finally someone gets it. I love this guy. I was actually thinking the other day that after Black Panther 2, I'm not going to see another Marvel or comic movie, in fact, because I'm overseeing these big name actors in these comic book movies. I'm ready for fresh faces and names, and John Boyega seems to get it. According to Variety, in a recent interview in Men's Health, Boyega has shut down all Marvel rumors, claiming that he's attached to certain projects, stating he's not interested in the MCU at this time. That's not the vision for me now, Boyega said about Marvel movies. I want to do more nuanced things, and I want to donate my services to original indie films that come with new, fresh ideas because I know it's real hard to top Iron Man in that universe. Femi Oguns, Boyega's agent, told the publication that Boyega's goal as an actor has always been to disrupt the industry and also to make history, adding, "For John, it was never about trying to fit into a box. He wants to be the outline of the box." Boyega has purposely avoided playing enslaved people and drug dealers on the screen in order to disrupt the system for Black performers. As Oguns added, "For John, it's all about accountability. He doesn't want to be defined by any stereotypical roles." I so appreciate this. It was cool when there were like a few big stars join the MCU because it was like nice seeing your favorite celebrity being a superhero. But I think I was officially over it when it came to the Eternals and they cast Angelina Jolie and Harry Styles. I'm like, are you serious? Marvel and the whole superhero genre is just becoming one big money grab for these big name celebrities and studios, which I know I've commented on before. John Boyega actually has 2 new movies coming out, which I'm really excited to see. One, The Woman King, starring Viola Davis, and it's about the famed Doheny women warriors of an African tribe that have inspired stories about the Amazonian women. Whew, I could do a whole story about them. It's a really fascinating and true story. And breaking, where he is portraying a real-life Marine veteran, Brian Brown Easley, who was denied support from the Department of Veteran Affairs in 2017. To make ends meet, Brown Easley decides to take matters into his own hands and holds up an Atlanta bank. I really appreciate actors that are trying to do what Boyega is doing, bringing different stories and narratives to the cinematic stage. I am so over the MCU too. Anyway, I have lots more to discuss with you guys, but that's why we have tomorrow. If you would like to receive text notifications on when I post News on the Fly episodes or my celebrity red carpet interviews, please send a text to 917-502-4379 and say, I want to get fly texts. Once subscribed, you will start receiving text messages regarding a News on the Fly episode or a celebrity interview. Also, if you have a business product, service, YouTube channel, or just a social media account that you would like for me to promote on my channel, please email redcarpetfly@alexi@redcarpetfly.com to get rates for advertising. Lastly, please like, follow, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel, Red Carpet Fly, and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Red Carpet Fly. And until tomorrow, always stay fly.